All right, so I've got my TikTok set up. Not really. I've got my gel rig all set up. I've got the buffer dam, I've got the gel, and then I've got this locking apparatus. Now, I need to open the gel. There are a couple of things that are very important about a precast gel. One of which is this white strip right here. What that does is that seals this opening in this plastic plate. It seals it off so that, well, no solution, or so this part of the gel can't dry out. You have to take that off when you're running your gel so that the electric current in the solution can actually flow through. If that's remaining, if this piece of tape remains, that gel's never gonna run. Okay, now the next part is at the very top. You have this piece of plastic that has these little teeth, and that helps form your wells. Now, one thing that I like about precast gels is if you look, you have this, this dotted black line that gives you the outline of where the wells are, okay? So that's helpful when you're loading, so then you can kind of visualize them rather than looking through a clear thing and looking for some sort of refraction of the light. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this white piece of plastic that has, well, a couple of electrodes in it so that I can send my electric current through, or basically so that I can, so I can send an electric current through. Now, in addition to that, it has these plastic seals, these gaskets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gel on here, on this side. The other side, I'm going to use this buffer dam to make, more or less close it off. So what I've done is I've created this little sandwich right here. Now I'm going to carefully put this back in to my gel box. The great thing about these gel boxes is it's only going to fit in one way. And what I mean by that is you can't put this in backwards because it has these plastic grooves here and this little, this hole right here so that this will fit in that hole. Okay, so I've assembled my apparatus, I put it all there, and boom, this is ready to go. What I need to do after that is take my my sandwiching device and put it like this. Okay, so I just dropped this in, and so what I have is basically my gel, my plastic sealed gasket, and my buffer dam. Now what I want to do is close this and lock it in place. By locking it in place, I've created a seal in this central chamber. Now, I have this SDS PAGE running buffer. This running buffer I'm going to add to that central cavity in that central chamber. And one thing that I'd like you to notice is there isn't very much there isn't very much of the solution. Oh, no, I do have a lot of the solution spilling out. Okay, so what that means is I need to try to make another, or better seal. So I'll pour this all back in. Okay, now let's try that again, Joel. So I've got my gasket. Push this down, make sure that it's all wrapped up there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try transferring my running buffer to that central chamber. It's spilling out again. Okay, so take this up again. Let's just go ahead and believe I'm good. I'll try it again. No dice. Thanks. Oh, wait. Did that backwards. Okay, here we go. I think that I've got it this time. But I also thought that I had it the last few times. So hopefully this, though, I'm right. You know what they say. Fourth or fifth-ish time is the charm. So slide this in, lock it. So everything, I believe everything's good. Okay, this is great. This works. So what I'm looking for is I want very little bit of this solution to be outside of my chamber. In my central gasket, I want that to be filled all the way. Now, what I'm going to do, however, is I'm going to overflow this central gasket. And remember that piece of plastic, that tape that I tore off? Like I said, I wanted my current to be running through that solution and exiting my chamber. So I'm going to go ahead and just add until it overflows. Now I've got solution in the outer chamber, but more than anything, I want my central chamber to be basically sealed up. Now what some folks will do is they'll just go ahead and fill this all the way. They will put so much running buffer in that basically the central gasket overflows. I prefer not to do that, as I kind of encounter some problems, or I don't really encounter problems with that, but it seems that, or to me, it's unnecessary. Okay, so I've got this all set up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load my first sample. And my first sample, as it would be, is my protein ladder. So I'm going to adjust my pipettement to 7 microliters. So I'm going to get 7 microliters of my molecular weight standards. And I'm going to load this into the well that is farthest to the left in my gel. And it's tough to see, but okay, right about, right, finger, stop, right about there. You can see that protein has landed into that well. I'll be back.